a String. And by the time he did the fifth and final take of that song, and it was right, Sinatra looked up and he closed his eyes and he said, "I'm back, baby. Jesus Christ, I'm back." Well, that was early April of 1953. He had also just started shooting From Here to Eternity, and it would seem that he was back, that everything was great. The fact was that the love of his life, Ava Gardner, had left him. She was in Spain with a bullfighter, and even though he had started shooting From Here to Eternity, he was by no means certain that he was going to really come back. In November of that year, Sinatra slit his wrist in a friend's apartment in New York, and he really meant to kill himself. He was lucky. This friend, songwriter named Jimmy Van Heusen, came back and found him, and they got him to a hospital. They put out the story to the papers that he was being hospitalized for exhaustion, the usual story. A few weeks after that, he was back on TV. He did a TV show, Colgate Comedy Hour. There's still a kinescope of it. You can see it on YouTube. Frank is incredibly skinny. He's wearing a tuxedo. What you can't see is that his left shirt cuff is covering a bandage where he cut himself. Ava Gardner had left him. He thought his life was over, despite the fact that he had started with Capitol Records, despite the fact that that August, a couple of months before that, From Here to Eternity came out to amazing reviews. None of it was sure at that point. It was only that Oscar night. 4 months after that, March 25th of 1954, when, to his amazement, to the amazement of all of Hollywood, he won that Oscar. When he started making, he made I Got the World on a String. It was a great track, but it didn't sell as a single. It was only when he started making hit singles, when he made a single called Young at Heart that really was a monster hit. And when he won that Oscar, that the comeback began. But he had that dark period. Even though things had turned around for him, he didn't know it. And he needed the world to tell him that he had turned around before he really turned around.